Hello. Hope everybody's doing all right. So as you can see, today we are joining Bernie, one of those rowboats or pace partners here on Zwift, and we join him on, I think, country to coastal. He's going at 1.5 watts per kilo. I was briefly debating if I should go for Miguel or anyone else going at like 1.8 watts per kilo, but then decided against it. For those who followed me yesterday, I had a ride where my heart rate went up to 181, which is definitely quite high, at least for the power that I put out. And yeah, so I'm trying to take it really slow today, hence the 1.5 watts per kilo. Not quite sure where we are on the course, but yeah, 1.5 watts is about 120 watts for us, and should be okay to have an easy spin. Probably also not gonna overdo it time wise or distance, so maybe aiming at like about an hour long ride, but we'll see how we feel. If we can keep heart rate in check, then maybe we'll do a little bit longer ride. If not, then we'll really cut it short a little. I also signed up for stage 3 of the Tour de Zwift. For those who did see my previous video, on stage 2, that was the one that is supposed to be just a group ride, and we joined the starting pens relatively early, which means that we were quite far, well, very close to the starting line, which meant that when the people bolted out of the pen, we were trying to stick with them, and we actually did. I think we had like 3 flyers, but I heard that 2 of them got flagged by the way, because one of them was apparently showing like some 20 odd watts per kilo. Anyhow, so we finished, I think, 8th. I wouldn't say 8th out of some 40 odd people. But we did have to keep the average power up to 2.8 watts per kilo, which was quite a bit. Almost reached on a course that had not a lot of vertical meters, but actually it didn't have a lot of vertical meters, but I think average speed for the race was just about 40 k an hour, and then we spun out our legs for another k or 2k at very, very low speeds and power, which then brought the average way down. But yeah, anyways, so we are again on Makuri Island, which is just stunningly beautiful, and makes you feel like You just want to continue to ride, even if you feel already a little exhausted. Alright, so we seem to be quite a bit ahead of the pace partner, so we'll let him catch up. The group here doesn't seem to be too big. My best guess is like 15 people around yellow, and then another 5-6 slightly in front. Not sure if they do their own thing or if they will fall back to Bernie. Oh, this really messes with my mind. On those planks with those gaps that are along your pathway, it feels like you're getting your wheel is gonna get stuck and you're gonna tip over. Yeah, that really messes with my mind. So now at least we seem to be in the middle of the plank. But yeah, I don't know. I feel that I get myself like twisted and trying to move over to one or the other side just to avoid those gaps. But yeah, that's one of the good things about Zwift. There's no bike handling required. I mean, it helps if you hold on to the handlebars, but all the all the hardcore stuff that you might encounter in a race or in real life, cornering, having dirt on the road, or any other things that will make it more slippery, sand, oil spills, water, having other people racing very, very close to you, touching elbows or worse. Yeah. So, from that point, Zwift seems to be a very nice and safe option. I actually have a friend who had a horrendous 2022. She's a fantastic bike rider, focusing on lots of endurance rides and very, very long distances. She's actually the winner of the Mallorca 312, a 312 kilometer race across the island, and she won her age group twice, maybe even 3 times. I'm actually not sure, but I know for at least that she won it at least twice. And yeah, she had a couple of injuries last year, and the worst came in summer when she actually broke everything that holds your shoulder together. And now her avatar, or the picture on Zwift, is the X-ray of that injury, and just looking at it makes me getting really uneasy. But yeah, so she underwent some surgery. get everything back in place, put plates and nails in, or screws, to try to keep everything together. And then had to have another surgery with where a nerve from a different part was replaced or was put in there because there was some nerve damage. And yeah, just really horrendous stuff. And she was never a fan of doing any indoor training, but she didn't have any alternative. So she started Zwifting pretty much the day when I started. And yeah, sure enough, she's way ahead of me in distance, vertical meters. She's already full-blown A category rider, getting invitation to particular races that you actually cannot sign up for. So yeah, I hope she will continue and get just better and better. And it's just very nice to see that she found like this home trainer setup that allows her to train, and not only that, but to do that in a very safe environment. In the comfort of your home. If you feel like you need to stop, you're not 40-50 kilometers away from home, but you just get off the bike, stop the ride, go take a shower and have a good evening. That being said, I'm sure she misses in real life rides with her friends, and so do I. But at least it's a good way to keep somewhat fit and get through the winter, which are quite cold here in northern China. On top of that, the air quality is not the best. So having an AQI of 200 plus is not a rarity over here. And when you have that many particles or in the air, or just generally bad air, you don't really want to do hardcore endurance rides outside. It will torture your lungs even more than the cold air and the exercise itself. Alright, so we are getting slowly warmed up. Been on the road for 5k. So let's see, so we are averaging about 5.5 for 15. So that comes up to be like 22k for the hour. That's not very fast, but yeah, maybe the second part is going to get a little bit quicker. What's also really cool here on Zwift is that you will have sometimes professional riders on your ride. I know of people who had Cavendish on their ride. Of course, the people from GCN are on Zwift quite often. Ollie Bridgewood and Simon. Yeah. So that's actually quite cool when you feel like you're riding with some, you know, YouTube personalities or pro riders. So we also continue spreading the love with some ride-ons. Yeah, see now on the bottom left, it's probably covered by my face. I just got prompted to join the Zwift stage 3 ride that I signed up for earlier. But to be honest, I know that I wouldn't be able to hold back and keep the heart rate low. So I'll probably give it a pass today. And yeah, don't do that. There's always an option to continue to ride in this ride. If you feel, if you still feel good, you feel that your heart rate is in a good range, yeah, then there's always the chance to just stay here and continue with this bunch here. So I think here comes the start finish line. Yeah, looks like it. So after like 6.5K, unfortunately I don't remember how long the whole loop was. Yeah, if it was like, I don't know, 20K, then we can probably finish a whole lap. It's like 35, maybe not. We're also somewhat on target with our 1.5 watts per kilo. So again, in our case, this should be around 118, 119 watts. And so far we are averaging 124. So close enough. I thought, for a moment there, I thought we had another pace partner flying by from the blue group, which is C. C category. Our multiplier went up to 1.8, which is also nice. Yeah, normally I would use the power up, but it's not very steep and with the low power that we're using anyways, it feels like there must be a better moment when to use it. Yeah, I mentioned that before. Generally speaking, the biggest bang for your buck you get when the feather when you're using it in the steepest section of a climb and when you're trying to go max power. So it can really make a difference between getting away from a group on a climb and barely hanging on. Draft is all but limited at these speeds. Of course, if you have an ACAT rider who goes up here at 30k an hour, there will be some drafting, but we are going at 11k and yeah, there's none. I'm actually not sure where the benefit starts. I heard a couple of numbers. One was beyond 20k, one was beyond 15k, but I'm actually not sure. So if you knew, let me know. Just leave a comment below and tell me now it seems, yeah, we should have used the power up. So now we are getting a new one. Let's see what that is. Arrow, very nice. Yeah, that one is a very good one, especially when it comes to final sprint or when you're having a hard time hanging on to a group. So again, at our speeds and this not being a race, we're probably not even we're not going to even use it properly. But yeah, So I can also see that our multiplier just went to 2x, which is nice. So we gain double points. What's also really nice is that we are still in zone 1, heart rate. We have been briefly going into zone 2, but majority of the time more than 3/4 we've been in zone 1 so far. And here on the downhill, that should not really change. Yeah, what's also nice, with less than 10k, we already have 150 vertical meters. I know it's nothing compared to a proper climb, but every 1 meter, every 10 meter will get us closer to our goal of finally getting the Tron bike. Yeah, for those who don't know, the Tron bike or concept bike, it's actually the bike that the Pace partner is riding, I would assume. It's, yeah, it looks like out of the Tron movie. Just you can pick the color, and I think it can go yellow, green, orange, as we can see, pink, blue, I think, and in rolling terrain, it's so far the best bike you can have. It beats, yeah, most purpose-built bikes because it has a very good balance between climbing capability and, yeah, aerodynamics, being fast on the flats. If it's a purely flat course like Fuego flats, then there are some better bikes out there, namely time trial bikes, or even some bikes, some very good or some very aerodynamic bikes with the proper disc wheel, and same goes for climbing, where there are some lighter bikes out there, some lighter rims that in combination can beat the Tron bike on climbs. But again, most races are on a mixture of things, and there the Tron bike does exceptionally well. 15 minutes to the start of the stage 3 ride. But even though the heart rate seems to be holding steady quite nicely, I still don't think it's the right choice for today. Also, my Garmin has been rarely wrong. So when Garmin tells me, "Oh, you had a bad night," I feel like I had a bad night. And it's not that I do it, that I look at the watch, and if it tells me you had a bad night, then I was like, "Oh yes, I had a bad night." But it's actually the other way around, that I try to listen to my body first and says, something is off. Still don't quite feel like it. And yeah, we need to brake a little, sorry, because Bernie is very far away and we lost our points. That's very unfortunate, because yeah, we got caught up in the group and we lost Bernie, which means that we lost our multiplier. So now we'll start again from 0, or from 1 in this case, once Bernie catches up with us. Yeah, I should have paid a little bit more attention. Anyways, where was I? So let's just try to have Bernie catch up with us. Yeah, sometimes people are pacing quite hard in the front, and then you're just in a group, you ride along, and before you know it, you're out of reach. Okay, so we're back in the range. As you can see, the multiplier is at 1.0, so we'll start again. Anyhow, yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So we talked pacemakers, speeds. Oh, I think the Tron bike, right? And how it usually outperforms other bikes, except for in the extremes, when, let's say, only aerodynamics count or only weight counts if you are going uphill. Yeah, we are also trying this year for Everesting and for getting up the Alpe Zwift in better times. And yeah, for that we would want the Athos specialized bike that is by far the fastest up to Zwift. And as for wheels, they are the lightweight Meilenstein that you can only win at the top of Alpe Zwift, which luckily we did. And I think it took us, I want to say, four attempts, and on the fourth attempt we just got those wheels, and I was extremely happy, because the only wheel equally as good as the Meilenstein are the Roval something, but those you don't unlock until some 30 plus level, and we just made it last weekend to level 27. And since it gets progressively harder to get to a new level, or it takes more time, because generally speaking the distance required increases, yeah, we are quite happy that we don't have to pedal for another 3 months and then spend money on those wheels. Anyhow, what I will do real quick is actually signing out of this race. And then it should disappear on the bottom left. Yes, indeed it did. It's a little distracting when you get prompted every now and then. Oh, yeah, this is what happens if you don't pay attention. So it usually doesn't take too much effort to get back into the group, but it's still annoying when it happens. When you're already at the factor of 2.5. Yeah, usually those slow rides, they also allow you to, catch up with some emails or messages you might have missed throughout the day or that just arrived. Like the ones I just received. Yeah, jumped into zone 2 for a little while. Now back down to zone 1. I actually just saw that my device is set up such that zone 2 starts at 58% of HR max, not 60, which I think is the default value. So we'd have another 2 or 3 beats to play with, but yeah. All right, so we are nicely chugging along here. 18k. Yeah, now it's about time to think if we want to make this a longer ride. We just do something for base endurance, or if you want to keep it like somewhat short and have it as a real recovery ride. We just want to spin our legs and maybe stop at 23k or so. Hard to say. Yeah, but to be honest, I think I will maybe stop at 23. And then we take it as a recovery ride. Yeah, so if I only knew if because I remember this, at least I think I remember this part of the road. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember this, which means that maybe this is a shorter one and we can actually go and finish the lap, just in case we haven't gotten this batch yet. I'm actually quite certain we do, but you know, since we are already on the bike for 45 minutes, it might make sense to just stick around until we hit the finish banner to see if maybe we unlock the new route batch. So we're at 58k. Okay, now we're a little slower. But for those who don't know, at speeds beyond 58 kilometers per hour, and I think a gradient of -3% or less, you can stop pedaling and then get into the so-called super tuck position. And in races this is sometimes quite helpful because you're not expending any energy on pedaling, which of course at these speeds or at the downhill we are doing now 90 watts, but sometimes in races it is even important to save those 90 watts for 10, 20, 15 seconds. Yeah. So there's another extended downhill where we can actually go up to those speeds. I will try to show you. Yeah, so if this is really true that we've been on this exact part of the course, And I remember that the first time we went through the banner was at kilometer 6.5, I think. It would mean that we are less than 6k away from the banner. Oh, and I think we are coming by the starting pens that you can see there in the water, those palm tree shaped roads. Yeah, when we started at I think I said 124 watts per kilo. Sorry, that would be nice. 124 watts average. We are now at 118, which is, yeah, bang on 1.5 watts per kilo. As you can see, even at low powers, you're still getting a sweat on. I mean, I sweat very easily anyways, but yeah, it's still a good workout, even if you're not losing liters upon liters of sweat in a short amount of time. Yeah. Tomorrow is also my last working day before Chinese New Year celebration or Chinese New Year holiday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a couple of days off. Actually, more than just a couple, a total 10 days. But yeah, since most Chinese didn't travel for a very, very long time, now they want to take full advantage of traveling abroad, which causes the prices to skyrocket. And yeah, I checked out one hotel that I recently stayed at. Well, I stayed in this hotel in summer, and let's say in summer it was 100% was the price. Then I went back between Christmas and New Year's and stayed over New Year's. There it was about 115%, 120% actually. Yeah, 120%. Maybe even more. 125% of what I paid in summer. And now I messaged the hotel again, and now it's more than twice as much as I paid in summer, and almost twice as much as I paid in over Christmas. And it's a very, very nice hotel, but yeah, that is quite a lot. So I decided not to travel there, and then briefly had the idea of maybe traveling to Hong Kong and maybe Macau. But yeah, there's a different issue that from Beijing there are only a handful of non-stop flights, and I think 3 of those are leaving Hong Kong very, very early in the morning, which means that you're losing essentially at least half a day. And the other one that is leaving at a very nice time in the afternoon, that seems to be getting fully booked very quickly. So I need 2 tickets for my friend and I. And the last time I checked, it just said 1 ticket, well, one ticket left. And now, of course, I don't know if this is ticket or if this is ticket at that price. So yeah, trying to figure out what to do. Maybe just spending a couple of days in Beijing. Maybe go for a staycation, pick a nice hotel, stay there for 2 nights, go get some massage, good food. We'll see. But yeah, so if I won't upload anything for a couple of days, that means that I actually went on a trip somewhere. But then I will for sure tell you about it afterwards. Okay, yeah, now we completely blew past our 23k. And yeah, now, you know, I'm always looking for prime numbers to stop on. So 29 would be next, 31 next after that. Yeah. The next thing is that we would like to have a number that also the sum of digits comes up to be a prime number, which would leave 29 to be a very desired distance for today. But yeah, we'll see where we come where we come out when it goes downhill, because of course we also want to accumulate those XP points that we get every time we finish 1 kilometer. I'm just trying to get back to Bernie so that we don't lose our 1.8 multiplier, because we already lost our 2.5 some, I don't know, 25 minutes ago. So I do see a finishing arc there in the far distance, but I do not think that this is the finish for the route. I think this is maybe just for an intermediate sprint. Yeah, that's of course the other thing that we should consider. That, yeah, we are probably getting quite close to finishing the route. Meaning that if there was a route batch still up for grabs, yeah, we should probably try to get that. Huh. Tough life. My apologies. Yeah, here we see two orange Tron bikes on our right. They look quite cool. It's also quite nice to, yeah, how that is implemented in the game. You know, you can easily tell that it's biking. You can easily make out different brands and all the different kits that people are wearing. You can easily distinguish their skin color if they set that to something different. There's a lot of ways to customize your avatar, which just is a very cool thing. Makes it very personalized. As you can see, I was actually quite honest with mine. My avatar has no hair. But he doesn't have a sweatband, and you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time to make a statement that if you don't have anything on your head that prevents the sweat from streaming down your face or your head or your neck, or then the sweatband is just your best friend. Yeah, so it seems like this route is actually combines a couple of different routes, because I'm pretty sure that we went over those plank bridges, but we didn't make it to the finishing line, which means that we are probably doing a different loop right now, or a different extension in the same world. Yeah, I wish I had paid attention. I want to say it was something like 35 kilometers maybe. For the whole route, and if we went through the banner at kilometer 6.5, that would mean a total of 41, which is prime, but it's also still quite quite far. It's essentially 1/3 of what we have been biking so far, meaning another 22 minutes. So we come out at about an hour and a half. Yeah. So now we definitely let Bernie catch up. Because we don't want to lose the 2.5x again. Yeah, I should have maybe checked the route badges if I already unlocked this one, but yeah, I didn't. Let's see, maybe I can actually do that on the companion app. Doesn't look like it. Okay, now we are going towards Neokyo. Now I'm really thinking I might have not even been on this route before. Oh, okay, hidden reefs. But yeah, still. I used to do batch hunting when doing recovery rides or cooldowns. But for that I obviously used short routes. So if this one happens to be now more than 30, there's a decent chance that I haven't done this one as a recovery ride or cool down or warm up for that matter, but I feel that it might have been part of the Tour de Makuri Island. Yeah. Anyways, so you probably know what's gonna happen. Now it doesn't really make sense to stop, so we will just get through this and see if we are getting a route badge at the end or not. And of course it's always nice to get some more kilometers under your belt. Yeah, that's one of the things that I struggle with a little bit. It's this yo-yo effect when you are too fast or too slow for the pace partner, and then they either catch up with you, so you stop pedaling, and then they zoom by and then you have a hard time catching up again. I have lost groups in either of those two scenarios. Me being ahead of the group or behind the group. And yeah, I know people from group rides, especially the sweepers, the people on the red bus, they have a very, very nice feeling for how long it would take to catch up with a group of people, and then maybe 30 seconds before they reach you, they will tell you to spin up. And that really makes a difference, because there was another thing that happened before where I was trying to help out one of those sweeper teams on a Cycle Nation ride, and I was actually in front of the yellow beacon and was pedaling along, and they were quite far behind the main group, and I said, okay, I'll drop to the back and help out. And yeah, so I took it really slow, and again they were quite far behind. And this time I didn't get the warning. It was probably because I didn't pay attention, and so I was essentially going, I don't know, 80 watts, something around there, like maybe, yeah, a watt per kilo. And I saw them coming, and I could see they're 10 seconds behind you, but I completely miscalculated. If they go at 3.2 watts per kilo, how much of a difference that is. And so they zoomed by me, and then it was very tough to catch up with them. Luckily I was able to do it, but that was also probably not the help that they expected from someone dropping back, because it took me essentially 45 seconds or so to catch up with them again. And again, they were going, the front of that sweep team was maybe going at 3.2 watts per kilo. The package that they picked up was probably still going 2.5 watts per kilo. And yeah, it took a massive effort. I want to say 45 seconds or something like this to catch up with them. And and then I was just sucking on the wheel for half a minute and then I was able to help at least a little bit. But yeah, just be wary of getting up to speed when pace partner comes by, or when you're in a group ride or when you're in a race. And let's say you lost your group on a climb or wherever it may be, you lost your group, you wait for the next group to come. If it's a huge group, it's probably okay. They're usually stretched out a little bit. But if it's a group of 5, 6, 7 riders and they're quite tight, you better get up to speed before they reach you. Otherwise, it's going to be extremely tough to suck their wheel. Yeah, Now there's another reminder, joining the other Tour de Zwift Stage 3 ride. And I can feel my sorry, I can feel my fingers itching, but yeah, I really should not. So I will unsign. Oh, I actually just saw on my Zwift companion app that Mo Farah is on Zwift right now. Yeah, what an incredible runner. Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, here we're on the planks again. And now it actually makes sense if we consider the loop to be 35-ish kilometers, because that would mean we are about 6 kilometers away from the finish line. So a total of 41 k, which is nice because it's prime. And then we'll probably do it to maybe 43, because that's an even better prime. Yeah, again, really apologize for clearing my throat so often, but one of the downsides of having had COVID. But there's still some stuff lingering around. At least the breathing normalized, which wasn't the case for a long, long time. Yeah. The other thing that I like to look at when we are getting towards the end of our ride is how many people are on the ride with either the same or more kilometers. And so we see an Italian friend at 41.1 kilometers, Japanese 29.4. But I think from what I can gather here, we are probably second in this group with so far 36 kilometers. But well done, Belushi, for having done already 41 plus kilometers. Well done. Oh, there's an Englishman at 31.4. Oh, a Brit at 43.5. Well done. So he's probably the one with the most distance so far. So very nice. So that would put us in third position, at least from what I've seen so far. Garcia also just hit 30k. Very nice. Yeah, that's one of the the things that's quite nice and easy about those rides. You just join There's no time that you need to stay on the ride. There's no race pressure. It just goes round and around at the constant power. Which is also quite nice because especially beginners usually have a hard time engaging their strength or for how long they can keep certain speed or certain power. And it's also nice to see that Zwift continues to expand the ranges, because I'm pretty sure that when I started there was no 1.1 watts per kilo. I think it started at 1.5 and then 1.8, 2, 2.2 depending on the route. And then this is for the D category, the yellow ones, like the one that we are on right now. And then it would go into the blue with, well, between 2.2 or 2.3 watts per kilo to about 3. And then from 3 to close to 4, I think, would be the B category. And then beyond that is the A category, the one with the red beacon. And if you see those guys zooming by you, then you know what real speed is. But even the upper end of blue, like C category, is quite fast. And of course B, by being even faster than C, is also already quite frighteningly quick. All right. So now we are almost 50-50 between zone 1 and zone 2. Whereas I have to say that the time we spent in zone 2 is essentially around 60% of HR max. I want to say 80% of the time we spent in that zone is between 58 and 60%, which under normal circumstances would still be considered zone 1. But yeah, for your body it doesn't make a difference. Your body doesn't care if you, what you name things and where you draw the line, if it's at 59 or 60 or whatever percentage. It's just about getting out there and biking, trying to get fitter, being healthy, doing something for your cardiovascular system. Yeah. No, it's quite a nice little pack. I guess, I want to guess 15, 16, 17 people. Which is a good size. I do see an arch in the far distance. but I'm not sure if this is for yet another sprint or if this is the so to speak finish line. I think it might just be an intermediate sprint. Yeah, it also makes sense because we again see the starting, the pens there, this palm tree shape road that will come up on our right, which means that the starting arch is probably not that far away. Yeah, again, my apologies for this constant making noises here. That's really not my intention to get on your nerves with that. And my mom, she's a speech therapist, and she's constantly telling me how bad that is for your vocal cords, and that I should not ever do that. But yeah, easier said than done. So now I'm really interested in seeing if we unlock a route, get a route badge. I want to say no. It would be nice, but I have a feeling it's a no. But let's see. So here are the starting pens to our right. It's where the race usually starts. All right. If you feel like it, leaving a comment and saying yes or no to the route badge, do it now, because we're almost there. I say no, but I of course hope for a yes. Let's see. And here we go. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Means that we finished this route before. So now we'll just finish this climb, roll down the other side, and call it a day. Okay. So castle outskirts, I think This is the way up to the Monkey Hill, where close to the top on the left hand side you will see a red monkey artifact, or yeah, I'll tell you about it when we get closer. You are just able to see it on the left hand side. Maybe it's even called monkey claw, because it certainly looks more like a claw. Yeah, so the good thing is that again we added some vertical meters. We must be around half of the 50,000 meters required for the Tron bike. And it looks like we're gonna end this ride with more than 400, which is nice. 0.8% of the total and 1.6% of the remaining. That's not too bad. So we do something like this 16 more times and we should be done. And for your heart rate, it also doesn't really matter if you are on the flats or going uphill. It's just for your mind. It's always nice to have to have distance rather than vertical meters. It's easier to show if, let's say, the Alp to Zwift, the road to sky from the beginning to the top of the mountain is, I think, 17.2 kilometers, where 12 kilometers are essentially climbing, and you do just a little over 1,000 vertical meters. And if you then say, okay, you want to take those kilometers downhill, then I usually end up having a total of 32 kilometers, which is, yeah, not that much, but at the same time you did, 1,080 vertical meters. But to get to your or to my goal of 310 kilometers per week, you would need to do 10 of those efforts. It's quite tough. So here on the left you see the claw, and I think we are going straight, and we are on top of this little thing here, and then there should be quite a nice long descent. Which will then allow us to get back into zone 1. We are now at 62%, percent of, or 61 of HR max. Now we need to speed up a little to not lose contact. So little sprint effort. Okay, that was not very smart to stop before I'm back in the group. So that was a quick 550 watts. All right, so now, oh, beautiful cherry blossoms. So yeah, now we'll definitely enjoy the way downhill. And we will not necessarily stop at 43, but keep it rolling until, yeah, we are back to, yeah, 0%. Just a small little 3% kicker, but I'm quite confident that it should go downhill right after this. So we'll wait for Bernie. But see, I'm not even spinning, and it's still very hard for him to catch up. So now we'll speed up, because exactly that's what happens. Yeah, that was not supposed to happen. And we're back. So this time we maxed out at 700. Which also meant that we briefly went into zone 3. But that's okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is already the part where it goes downhill, but hopefully. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, okay. So again, a nice little ride in Makuri Island. So this particular route being about 35-36 kilometers long. rolling terrain. Nothing too feisty with regards to climbing. It's not too bad. I'm sure anyone can do that, and if in case 1.5 watts per kilo is still a little too fast for you, I recommend picking that route by yourself when it's available, because Makuri Island is also on this rotating schedule. So have a look. I'm sure that you can find the schedule somewhere online, most likely on either Zwift itself or Zwift Insider. And well, there's another website I think called What's on Zwift, and I'm sure you can find this. And then just go at your own pace. Yeah, you won't be able to accumulate more drops, but it actually doesn't really matter unless you want to buy every new piece of equipment that's out there. But also that is absolutely not necessary, as you can get everything you need and more by consulting Zwift Insider. He has a very exhaustive list of what to buy at each level that you pass. And yeah, I just got in level 26, I got the time trial bike from Canyon. And now I think there are no more must buys until level, I want to say 31. So that means 31, it's probably like about 4,000 kilometers. About that. And yeah, it's 4 levels, right? So 4 levels, 1,000. I think the gap is now about 1,000 kilometers, which means, yeah, 4,000 kilometers times 20 points is at least another 80,000. Is that right? 4,000, 80,000? Huh, that seems very little. Huh. Yeah, maybe it's 20 XP point. Oh, yeah, sorry. We are talking about XP versus drops. So, anyways, yeah, 80,000 XP points is not the equivalent to 80,000 drops. It's of course more. Now we zoomed by our next target of 47k, which is a little unfortunate. But yeah, what we'll do now is, although I hate it, we go for probably 50. We could do 49 with sum of digits being 13. And it's 7 square. 7 is also prime. Maybe we do 49. But then, of course, you have those people contacting you and saying, ah, you didn't have enough power for making it around 50. But who cares? Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that route. As I said, Makuri Island is really, really beautiful, and I highly recommend you to check out all the other different routes on Makuri Island. There are also lots of races in this world. Pace partner, you have plenty of options. Today we chose Bernie at 1.5 watts per kilo on average, which is what our average also shows on the Garmin at the moment, 120 watts in total, which at the weight of 79 is pretty much bang on 1.5. And yeah, highly recommend you keep on Zwifting. As always, if you feel so inclined to send a message or to reach out in the comments or to subscribe, please feel free. This is really just for fun. We hope to have lots more races coming up and commentary on those. I hope it helps. I hope some of the comments with regards to Zwift, pace partners, what to buy, some of the websites I mentioned, that helps as well. And yeah, hope to see you again in the next ride. Have a lovely start to the week wherever you may be. And yeah, I'll catch you in a day or two. So as always, ride hard, have fun, tight, and see you later. Bye.